So, Ambassador, after this election, there was a lot of chatter in Europe about Europe needing to act alone or at least without as much of an American support mechanism there. The French president said Europe needs to take back control. Italy's prime minister said, don't ask what the U.S. can do for you, ask what Europe should do for itself. What do you think Trump's return will mean for Europe?
I think in all my experience, Margaret, when America and Europe work together, that's when you get success. That's when you get coherence in policy. We saw that in the Balkans. We've seen it at every conflict since the 1990s. It's great that Europe wants to do more. We want to be a part of that. We've got a lot of burden sharing going on in Europe on Ukraine. I think perhaps it's not well understood in America, if I may say so, quite how much Europe is doing for Ukraine. And we want to talk about that with the incoming administration, as well as work with the Biden team to help Ukraine even further.
The United Kingdom, of course, has provided a tremendous amount of weaponry and support to Ukraine.
That's exactly right. I think we're over $16 billion all in. We provided the first tanks. We provided the first anti-tank weapons. We have trained Ukrainian pilots. We're going to go on supporting Ukraine for as long as they need us.
Will you do that if the United States cuts off financial and military aid to Ukraine?
Well, we obviously hope that doesn't happen, and we're going to be wanting to have lots of conversations with the outgoing and incoming administrations on just how best to support Ukraine. I think we all want the same thing. We want a stable, secure, peaceful Euro-Atlantic area. And if Putin is allowed to succeed in Ukraine, that threatens all of us, including the US, and it certainly emboldens China. And I don't think anyone in the US wants to see that.
So on Friday, Hungary's Prime Minister Viktor Orban, who is a problematic NATO ally, he's friends with Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump, he said the situation on the front is obvious. There's been a military defeat. The Americans are going to pull out of this war. He's talking about Ukraine. Do you think Mr. Trump is persuadable on this issue?
Well, I don't think it's for any single European leader to say what President Trump might do. I think we need to hear from President Trump after inauguration on what the new administration's plans are. But certainly, I know they share our goal of wanting to have security and stability, and we'll be talking to them and the outgoing Biden administration to see how best we can support Ukraine.